It has been said that nature always finds a way. Unfortunately, it isn't that simple.
Nature in our urban environments are essential to human existence. Biodiversity and well-functioning ecosystems can have a positive effect on our health and all over mental health and well-being. Nature can help mitigate against pollution. It can also help mitigate against flood risk. It can act as an outdoor classroom for our children in a more digital, urbanising world.
So in an urban environment, some of the main pressures that have caused biodiversity loss will be pollution, air pollution and water pollution, and then the breaking up of the wildlife spaces. So where we would have had meadows or woods, we now have tarmacs and buildings that are now tightly packed together, and there's less space for nature to thrive in an urban environment.
Therefore, we need to put in place a system which ensures we have a more bigger, better and a more connected wildlife-rich spaces in our urban and rural areas. These are called nature recovery networks, and we need to have them embedded in law. Crucially, this should include tools for local authorities.
Local authorities are in a unique position in that we are particularly large landowners. We also have the benefit of planning as a function within council, and that's a huge opportunity.
Their planning function is a really important space within which the councils work in. They have the power to shape and create spaces for nature and biodiversity. They have the power to direct developments to the appropriate places and to avoid those more sensitive sites where nature and wildlife already thrives.
So what's really important in terms of local authorities and planning and the role that planning can play in recovering nature is that we get our spatial plans right. So spatial plans are how we go about using our places that we live, work and play. If we don't build nature into that, and if we don't bake nature into our local decision making processes, then we're going to continue the current route that we're on.
We can use nature recovery networks as a means of directing where development should take place in order to avoid impacting upon our most nature-rich areas. Also use it as a means to identify corridors through or around our urban developments to connect our nature-rich habitats. Essentially, in order to be able to deliver the benefits of nature recovery networks, there needs to be that national level of coordination, steering, because nature recovery networks don't recognise boundaries. There needs to be collaboration across all sectors, with all stakeholders, all landowners, and it needs to be properly resourced.
The goodwill is there. We know that lots of the local authorities are already doing lots of great work with local biodiversity action plans, and they have some really good community action in place. What they need now is an investment in the resources and targeted investment in places to enable them to upscale that role.
Take your next step in helping nature recover in Northern Ireland. Tell your local politicians we need landscape-scale nature recovery networks set in law. Everything works better when it's connected.